And wow,
Wow,
RJ is here.
wow, MJ here. That's fantastic. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys? And gal.
Everything is okay. That's fantastic.
How you
You know
doing?
what? I saw this live streaming. It's almost midnight here. I'm still working, but I had actually caught you when you were talking about the last time I jumped in on your call. So, I figured, hey, why not circle back when I was done with my project that I was working on? So, I love that you guys are going hard, going strong, and I thought it might be good for your audience and your team to hear from this source to clear up some of the confusion I've heard go on tonight. So if you don't mind, I'd like to step in and, give a little feedback. Everybody good with that?
RJ, yes, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for allowing me to kind of hijack your meeting tonight, but your live stream. But again, I've watched you guys really grow something special here, giving back to, the global community to help unite the communities around the world and connect them through language, I think is extremely empowering. It's a very great thing that you guys are doing. And I am honored that you're doing that on Webtalk. So let me start there. Um, free teaching to help people learn language is very powerful. So thank you guys for what you're doing. You're definitely changing the world, and I'm glad to be able to help you do that through our platform. So that being said, you guys talked about a bunch of stuff tonight. I left it on while I was working so I can listen to you. So I want to kind of cover a few quick things. Number one, let's talk about the money piece, because the money component is there to provide a source of income for all of you who are doing with exactly what you're doing tonight, teaching and training people how to use Webtalk, the benefits of Webtalk. So we don't have to spend the money in marketing and advertising and all that to do it. We give that money back to our members in exchange as rev share for teaching and growing and training new members and bringing those members in and showing them how to use the platform. Right. So we've invested $10 million building our technology. And because of that, it is robust. There is a learning curve. You're going to have a learning curve as a new member, and that's to be expected. So, the people that aren't willing to put in the time and effort to figure it out initially on their own need some nourishment. They need help with, learning the tools and the value propositions and the benefits. And that comes from somebody that's invited them, showing them how to do that, right? Showing them the benefits and the perks of Webtalk and all the value propositions. So the rewards program is there as kind of a twofold. It's not only while you're there using it, you can make income from your engagement because of the rev share on the ad revenue that's generating or being generated from your usage. But then as you invite people, and they're using it, you're getting paid. So it behooves you to invite people and then also show them how to use the platform so they are engaging, so you are going to make money from them, right? So and it's also important that everybody's sharing content, because content consumption in social networks is what drives the engagement. It's what drives the ad revenue, right? So if there's no content to be consumed and it's not quality content, then there isn't going to be ad revenue. Now, I'll give a great example of this. Facebook's doing around $6 billion per month in ad revenue. That's per month. And that's based on the eyeballs that are there consuming the content that's being created by the 2 billion users inside their platforms, right? So there's 2 billion people creating content. They're sharing photos of family. They're posting things about their work life. They're putting out funny videos for entertainment. There's 2 billion people creating content, and they are doing it for free. For free. Facebook is the largest unpaid workforce in the world. There is no other place where you can get that much content creation for free. So people create content and get paid for it as screenwriters, as graphic designers, as authors of books, as, content creators for news articles. So the list goes on and on and on. Content creation has multiple careers where you can make money, except on Facebook, except on all their social media. You don't get paid for your content creation. So what we've done is we've taken, there's big companies that put out a lot of content and they hire bloggers, and then they got to hire or pay for advertising to bring people in. So we've basically turned social media users into micro publishers. So a big publisher would be an example of a Facebook or a Wall Street Journal that does content publishing for news, right? So a publisher is someone who puts out a lot of content, has a lot of traffic, and they monetize that traffic. That's a publisher. But if you go to an ad network today and try to say, hey, I'm a Facebook user, I've got 1,000 friends on Facebook, and my stuff gets 300 likes a day every time I post something, right? They're going to laugh you out the door trying to say, I want to put ads on it if you try to go to an advertiser, right? So your little bit of content that you're creating and a little bit of engagement isn't enough for them to see a value in it, but it's enough for us to see a value. It's enough to say, hey, you know what? If we can generate billions of dollars in advertising revenue from the conglomerate of all these micro publishers, then it has obviously value. There's a value to that. So the way our system works is very, very simple. We take 50% of our ad revenue every single month. We put it into a pool, and that pool is given away every month to all of our members. Now, how much you earn of that pool is completely up to you, because that pool is going to be given away. That money is going out no matter what. Somebody is getting that money. How much of that money you're getting is completely up to you. Now, I'll reiterate how this works. You earn points for your engagement, and you earn even more points for content creation that gets engagement. So if you put out good content, you put out content that took time, that's well crafted, good photos, good videos, good news articles or write-ups, things that people want to read, want to see, want to engage with, it's going to get more engagement. Not only that, but if people that you know and care about what you're sharing are following you on Webtalk, it's going to get more engagement, right? So just by getting followers that they're just racking up your follower numbers doesn't mean they're going to engage on anything that you're posting. You need real people who know you, who care about your content, who when they see it are going to engage with it, who are going to go to your filtered channels and your contact management to find you, right? People that want to know what you're talking about, want to see what you're sharing because they care about what you have to say. It's that kind of content that's going to get the most engagement, which is going to in turn get the most engagement points. And then those points are going to redeem for the most amount of cash. Now, referring people who just sign up and don't use the platform isn't going to earn you any money. It behooves you. It benefits you greatly to be one-on-one with people who you know and get them signed up. Go to your friends, your family, your colleagues, right there in front of them, say, hey, go to webtalk.co, type in my username right there, click on your Facebook icon to instantly sign up with your Facebook account or your LinkedIn account. Takes all the guesswork out. When you're there, it literally takes 30 seconds to sign up, and it's free. Once you're there, you're automatically following me because you put in my username. So I'll connect with you. I'll see that you did that. And then I'll help you get started. I'll help you figure out your profile, start getting posting content, and work with these people one-on-one that you know and get them engaged, walk them through the process. And if you do that one a day, just one a day, it literally will take you a minute to do this with each person. But if you do one a day over the course of a month, you have 30 referrals, right? But you have 30 referrals who have a warm contact inside of Webtalk already, who is going to be willing to follow your content. They're going to engage with your content. They're going to be more willing to post their content. And it's a duplicatable thing. It's something that they can go and do themselves. Hey, you know how I walked you through on your phone or on your iPad or on your computer, and it took you 30 seconds to, sign up, and it was all free? Now, I'm going to help you do that with your people that you know. All right. So by creating this duplicatable process, it makes Webtalk not only go viral so much faster, but it also enables more engagement and more revenue share. Now, the rewards pool, we have a minimum. We didn't want the rewards pool to show 0 every month at the start of the month, because that's what happens, right? Every month, it's a new month. So every single day, we have to, build up ad revenue that gets generated. And then by the end of the month, hopefully we've accrued thousands of dollars and eventually millions of dollars and hopefully billions of dollars in advertising revenue by the time we scale. So, but we didn't want each month to start off at 0. So what we did is we decided we were going to do a minimum, guaranteed minimum payout for the month based on the previous month's results. So that way each month doesn't start at 0. It has a bottom. The bottom is the minimum, right? So this month at the bottom's 4,000, then that's just the minimum. So once we've actually generated more than 8,000 in ad revenue, then we've hit that bottom 4,000 in payouts. So once it goes to 9,000, that 4,000 goes to 4,500. Once it goes to 10,000, that minimum goes to 5,000. Once we get to 20,000, the minimum goes to 10,000. So the minimum goes up in real time as the ad revenue increases. So the more engagement happens, all we're saying is, hey, we're jumpstarting the ad revenue. We're giving you a minimum payout. So we're guaranteeing that there won't be a 0, a goose egg for this month. And there's going to be some money going back. But the amount of actual money that gets paid out every single month is entirely up to all of you, and how much you use the platform and how much engagement is being created and how much, like, the content consumed and engagement creates ad impressions and ad clicks. Ad impressions and ad clicks are what actually fuel the ad revenue. So the more engagement that happens on content, the more ad impressions and more ad clicks, the more revenue that gets paid out. So that's how that all works. Now, with the 10% rev share as well on sales, that's an added kicker. So right now, 50% of our ad revenue goes out to our member base every single month. The kicker is the additional rev streams on our premium subscriptions, which we have available now, marketplace, travel, all the things that we have coming in the future. These are things that we're saying, look, this is what's happening right now. Facebook is an ad platform, and they generate solely on ad revenue. LinkedIn does ad revenue and subscription revenue. Our subscriptions are very competitive to LinkedIn, and 50% of LinkedIn's multi-billion-dollar revenues, I think they're doing about $2 billion a month in revenue. 50% of that, or about $1 billion a month, is from their subscriptions. So you look at companies like YouTube that has a subscription. You can subscribe to remove ads on YouTube for $10 a month. You can subscribe to remove ads on Spotify or on any of these platforms. You can subscribe for premium features on LinkedIn, as well as many other platforms. Subscriptions are a commonplace thing. So we are putting our most valuable features, including removing ads, in our subscriptions. And anybody who wants to opt into upgrading and supporting us and becoming a customer and getting all those features, there's a benefit to that. The benefit is we are going to extend your referral rewards from just your direct referrals through 5 levels if you are one of the first 1 million to bring us a customer or become a customer. So we have both the customer bonus or an affiliate bonus, but they're the same bonus. You just can qualify it for 2 different ways. Customer bonus means just by becoming a customer, we increase your commission plan for the rewards program, or by bringing us a customer as an affiliate, because that's what affiliates do. And by the way, statistically, 70% of all online sales are driven through affiliate links. 70%. That's huge. We're talking 70% of over $1 trillion of online transactions globally So $700 billion worth of transactions are driven through affiliate links, right? So people that grab an affiliate link, share a product, promote it, whether it's through an influencer, through social media, through email, through text message. Affiliates driving traffic is nothing new. It's somebody that's saying, hey, I'm going to share this product with my link and I'm going to get a kickback from the sale of that product. Well, that's exactly what happens when you share your Webtalk links or you invite people to join Webtalk. So when they sign up, you are an affiliate for Webtalk. So when they're generating revenue, we aren't giving you a one-time commission. We're giving you residuals for the rest of the life of that customer or that referral. So every time they make a purchase, they're part of your book of business. There is no other company in the world that is offering this. A book of business that provides residual recurring income for the rest of your life and the rest of your customers' usage on Webtalk. So, and it's 100% free. So our product that we put $10 million into, we have 4 patents pending on. It's so powerful because it's all for free. Now, if you do want to support us and become an early subscriber, because we know and we understand that our subscriptions, they do have value by removing ads. They do have value by messaging members with that are non-connections, by using spotlight posts, by using all these things. We understand that there is a lot of value already, but we also understand that the value of those features increases exponentially when the network grows exponentially. When there's more people to reach, then the value of pro features increases, right? So we understand that. And that's why the first 1 million customers or the first 1 million people to bring us a customer are going to be the ones that get this commission plan, because in a sense, you're helping us crowdfund the company. You're helping us grow because we take 50% of what's left and we use that to launch new revenue streams and new products. Some things that are free, some things that are going to be paid services, but all benefit the entire community as a whole. So we as a business have to make money. Now, I want to talk about some other things here too, because there's some important value propositions. When people talk about scams or pyramid schemes, the legal definition of a pyramid scheme is joining an organization and getting paid for others joining the organization when there's no products or services being sold. That is a pyramid scheme. So if you look at Amway or Avon or Mary Kay or Nikin or any of these multi-billion-dollar network marketing companies, they are micro franchise companies. That's what they are. You are getting paid for recruiting new micro franchisees who are going to create an organization and sell products for that business. And you'll earn overrides on their sales. So they're actual physical products being sold. So when people talk about network marketing or MLM companies, they're doing it in a negative way because they think it's associated with Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes where there's actually no products or services being sold or rendered. And knowing the difference is extremely important, because if there is a micro franchisee opportunity, like getting an opportunity to buy a McDonald's franchise, someone came to you and said, hey, normally this McDonald's franchise costs $1 million just to buy the franchise, plus it's another $500,000 in startup costs, plus, you know, you've got for all your inventory, plus you've got to go and find your location now and do all of your real estate research and do all that. So by the time you're all in, you could be about $2 million all in to start a McDonald's franchise before you make a cent, 1 cent, right? So when you go to a business that wants you to, you know, sell their products for them as a franchisee, you have to put in some significant investments. When you go to network marketing companies, typically you have to invest, but not that much. Typically you have to invest in their training kits, their startup packages, all those things where they can be $500 to $5,000 out the gate. We didn't want to be a network marketing company. We wanted to be a social network that was better than everything else, a platform that consolidates and gives control back to our members. And no matter who you are, whether you're using it for personal, professional, or business use, there's a value through contact management, communication management, all that. But we wanted our rewards program to be a true rewards program, but with the benefits of a multi-level comp plan, right? A multi-level comp plan is the only way that the small person that isn't a professional marketer or celebrity or influencer can make a significant amount of money online. It's truly the only way. We looked at it. We found there was no alternative. We wanted to give our members, all of our members, the opportunity to make enough money to be able to walk away from their jobs, from just promoting us and growing us. But there was no other way other than doing a multi-level commission plan. There just wasn't. So if you look at, an affiliate, for example, if you were a professional affiliate selling subscriptions, and this is how LinkedIn grew, and Match.com also grew this way too. So they used professional affiliates and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. Our subscription on LinkedIn is $50 a month. What we're going to do is we're going to pay you 100% of the first month as an affiliate. So you'll get a one-time commission of $50 for every new subscriber you bring us. So an affiliate that knows a lot of people that could use this, they'd build a landing page for it and send all the potential users there. And if they signed up, then you got a $50 one-time check. So LinkedIn started paying all these checks out to affiliate marketers. Now, if you could do, 1,000 new subscribers in a month, that's $50,000 you can make bringing 1,000 new customers in, right? In a month. So I'm like, okay, well, that's great. But these affiliate marketers, they do email marketing, they do SMS marketing, they're, doing social media marketing. So they're going to invest probably $20,000 or $30,000 in total time and physical cash costs into making $50,000. So an affiliate is going to spend a lot of money up front to get those customers, right? So the everyday person can't do that. The everyday person can really probably bring one person a day, like casually, comfortably with everything else going on in their life, can probably do that. So knowing that and understanding that, we had to build a commission plan that can pay the equivalent to somebody who can make $50,000 in a month, bringing in, 1,000 customers a month. But do it to where those 1,000 customers were coming in through multiple levels, not direct, but can come in through 5 levels of referrals. So if you could bring, 5 people, and they can bring 5 people, and they can bring 5 people, and they can bring 5 people, right? So you're going to end up with more than 1,000 customers by the time you get down through 5 levels. So that was the way for allow our members who could get to 1,000 customers, who can make that. But instead of paying 100% of the first month, you get 10% residual recurring forever. So that takes it from a one-time check to a book of business that is going to be with you forever. That's yours. It is literally a business. So we're going, as we expand and grow Webtalk, your book of business, you'll be able to sell it if you want, like a business. You'll be able to will it and give it to your family members if you want to, if you pass. So we are going to be growing and establishing this thing as an asset that you will have forever. So by the mere fact that all of you are on here today that are seeing this and participating in and growing it, you have the biggest opportunity that the world has ever seen at your fingertips. Because if Facebook went to you today and went to the world and said, hey, we're making $7 billion and we'd like to start from scratch and do it all over again and pay $3.5 billion back to our members for helping us grow every single month, how much of that do you want to own? How much of that do you want to have, a piece of? You know, that's the biggest thing, right? So I guarantee you, everybody on Facebook will be like, yeah, I want a piece. I want, yeah, sure, help me, give me some of that free money, right? So that was the general overall concept here was, okay, well, that's what we're doing. We are starting over, but over the last 20 years that Facebook's been in existence, they've been investing billions and billions and billions of dollars into their technology. So over the last 10 years that we've been developing, we're not only developing our own custom technology to compete with them and consolidate other technologies, but we're also keeping up with the bar that's being set by the competition. That's an ever growing bar, right? Because every month that they're, you know, adding new products and enhancing their products. So we have to not only, you know, bring up the standard and keep the bar maintained, but then we have to create our competitive features over here, right? And then on top of that, we also have over here, you know, on this side, our whole monetary platform. And then over here, we have our whole affiliate system. So we have a whole fintech platform. We have a whole affiliate system. We have like an all-in-one social network. We have contact management. We have social syndication. We have a very, very robust platform that has a lot of value. And we've done it as a small startup in St. Petersburg, Florida, right? And we've done it bootstrapped, raising $10 million from our friends and family. We've done it without giving up control to venture capital. We've done it so we could still maintain the model that we want to have, which is, you know, basically our faith-based views of giving back to the world, of building a community that's going to help the world create more success. Tools to help create stronger relationships, and those stronger relationships are going to lead to more happiness, more success in careers, more success in businesses. And then as we grow, we share our success with our members and then give 10% back to charities as well. So we want to be able to use this time in our lives, not to make a living, but to make a new world, right? To dedicate the time that we have to being able to say, all right, there's a lot of crap going on in the world right now, and it seems to be like compounding. It seems like we're getting more and more divided as a world than ever before. And it's a scary and sad thing when humans who are here and under God says, help each other, right? Help each other, have love, have peace, you know, look out for each other, and, you know, things will be all well. And you see through time and time again, through the longest history in peace, peace comes through strength, right? Strength of unity. Strength of unity is how you have peace. When you divide people, you don't have that strength anymore. That strength goes away, and then you have conflict. When there's conflict, happiness is no longer up here, right? So by giving the world a medium to share, build, and strengthen relationships, to have something to look forward to say, all right, do the same thing you're already doing at these other platforms. Be good and kind to people at the same time coming here, please. Yeah, and you know, share, connect, and build your relationships, build your careers, but at the same time, help us make the world better, right? Help us help you improve your life, help improve the lives of the people you care about, help us help those who are less fortunate, and, you know, help the world really bring up the lowest common denominator, right? So in the military, they teach you you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? You never leave a man behind. And in the world, you know, there is, and I put this in my profile too on Webtalk, but, you know, I believe there needs to be a floor to the bottom, right? You can't just let people go to their graves. You can't say, hey, I'm going to be selfish and be in for myself. There's a time where you look at these now, I think 5,000 people, I think they're billionaires now worldwide, known billionaires. So you look at these billionaires who have spent, $500 million on a yacht and, $300 million on a painting, when there are people who are struggling to feed themselves. It's disgusting. To me, it is disgusting. I think people who work their butts off to make a good living should have a good living. But at the same time, what is the purpose of having all that wealth and being such a nasty consumer? And yes, while buying a yacht does provide jobs, the people who are building the yacht, the people who are mining the oil to fuel it and all of that does provide jobs. But is it necessary? Could you use that money to create new businesses that will provide more jobs, that are lasting jobs? Could you use that money to donate to a charity to create nonprofit jobs that are going to also be long-term and giving? Like $400 million on a yacht could really go a long way with a charity for paying somebody, $2,000 a month to provide for their families, while at the same time they're doing God's work, right? So, and it's also not going to pollute the planet. So there's a lot of things to be said about how people spend their money. Now, this is very, very important to me because I went to India last year, and I went to Mumbai, and I see a lot of beautiful architecture in some places, and then it backs up to like ruins, buildings that are literally just rumbled like they got hit with a bomb. And I couldn't understand how there's a brand new Starbucks that nobody goes into across the street from the hotel I was staying in, but in between the block from my hotel to the Starbucks I found in Mumbai, there was feces and garbage in the streets. The streets were all tore up in rubble. The power lines were like hanging down. Buildings were collapsed. And then, behind my hotel, which was on the water there in Mumbai, the beach was just full of trash and glass. And then I go through what would have been probably, I guess, the slums there in Mumbai. And in the middle of the slums is some billionaire's like $2 billion skyscraper that he has as a house in the middle of the slums. Right. So I see what's happening where people are, number one, we need to, even, doesn't matter how rich or poor we are, we still need to take care of our world, right? That's the first lesson here, is we need to take care of each other. And that also starts with taking care and taking personal responsibility over our planet, cleaning up the mess, reducing pollution, helping people. So I want to make sure that with you as all as teachers and teaching English and helping each other, part of the communication also needs to be, we need a planet that we can live in, and our siblings can live in, and our offspring can live in for generations to come. Because if we keep killing off the planet, right, that's not going to happen. So the next thing is that just because you have it doesn't mean that others aren't deserving. And that's another big lesson to be learned, I think, from a lot of people that have made their way up or inherited their way up or whatever. They just don't want to give back on the either on the way up or once they get there. So I know in Silicon Valley, there's been a lot of entrepreneurs who have taken the donation pledge. I know Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, they all pledged to donate 99% of their wealth when they die. Right? It's part of their will. It goes off, so it's not going to get handed down through multiple generations. But I mean, for Mark Zuckerberg, who's like, I don't know, 34, I think, something like that. I mean, that's a long time from now. And so there's a lot that can be done in between. And, you know, he's done some goodwill, but very little. And Jeff Bezos has not even taken the pledge and says he's not going to. He's just going to take his money and keep investing it in rockets to compete with, you know, SpaceX. Elon Musk, again, Elon Musk has been probably my biggest, I don't know, I guess, not mentor, but, you know, somebody who I've looked up to as the risk taker and the person who's trying to change the world the most and make the world better. So he does a lot of charity work and gives back. So I think from a personal responsibility point of view, I bring all this up because this community that we're building is part of that mission. It's part of helping to make the world better. And it's also part of helping to educate the world about what needs to happen. Not only are we trying to create stronger relationships and bond people together and not bring them apart, but at the same time, we need to look at where we're living today. And, you know, do we want the world to be better when we leave it, or do we want it to continue to be on the decline? Now, there's a few topics tonight that are off subject that I really want to discuss with everybody. And I think it's kind of a critical point because with COVID-19 shutting down a lot of businesses or minimizing occupancy, creating a lot of job loss around the world, you know, and there's a lot of uncertainty. There is one thing that is absolutely certain is that technology businesses have actually grown because of this, right? The technology industry is how people are doing business. It's how they're connecting. It's how they're making their living. You know, this is the future. Webtalk is the future. There is no other company that has invested what we've invested into building better technology to serve the home-based businesses and the at-home professionals, right? And the people, the freelancers, the micro businesses. That's really the biggest market segment that we can give a lot of value to, because, you know, as I said last week, Webtalk has value personally for personal networking, professional networking, and for business contact management and running small business. But the person who's going to benefit the most is the person that falls into all three categories. Yeah, all three. If you use personal networking, you use professional networking, and you have a small business, Webtalk consolidates all of that for you. And that's the micro businesses, because we all use all three. We do. I mean, you have to today. You have to, you know, kind of segregate your relationships on multiple platforms. You have to then take your communication offline to multiple platforms. Your contacts are all over the place on multiple platforms. So it's become a cumbersome task. And that's the entire purpose of why we built Webtalk, was to consolidate, organize, and syndicate. So you have like a dashboard to manage everything, because that's the problems that we're here to solve. So in this new era, literally our timing is impeccable. It's absolutely impeccable, because I couldn't foresee this happening. I couldn't see the world going into their homes and not going out and doing everything from home and building all the relationships digitally. But what I did see is where I thought the market would be by 2030. And I'm going to share that vision with you today. So I'm not sure how much of it is going to still exist now with COVID happening and everything else. But by 2030, I saw the next revolution of device. You know, iPhone was a game changer in 2007 when the iPhone was released. Nobody thought this was going to become as mainstream as it is today. But believe it or not, there was some technologists who said as early as the 1950s, one day people are going to be walking around with a microcomputer in their pockets and they're going to be connected to the world. But they were looked at in 1950 as, what are you talking about? You're insane, right? So, you know, Elon Musk, he's for 20 years, he's been saying, we need to colonize Mars. You know, we need to turn the moon into a launching station. And, you know, before he even thought about doing, you know, SpaceX. And here he is, he's, you know, created the first reusable rocket and, you know, flying our own government, NASA employees, you know, up to the space station. So the first space flight. So what was thought to be inconceivable happens, right? And it happens because people put the energy and the focus into making it happen. They just don't let it go. And luckily, if someone runs out of time in their life, there's normally, if it's a good idea and it's a good vision, normally someone will pick up on it and continue it on to the next generation. So in our case, I truly believe that augmented reality is the next iPhone. I think as soon as augmented reality glasses, right now there's Microsoft HoloLens, there's Magic Leap, there's a bunch of competitors, but as soon as these big goggles become sleek glasses, sunglasses or reading glasses, as soon as they become stylish to wear in your face, I believe they will become just as popular as an iPhone or even more popular. Because in these glasses, you can have any size screen you want. It just will come up in front of you and you can expand it like you would, you know, regular screen. You can even turn it into a movie theater and make it, you know, the size of a movie theater screen if you want to. So you can have any size screen that you want through AR, and you could do much more with AR as that technology advances and hardware technology grows. So where I saw the future going with that is, imagine walking around with glasses that have cameras all the way around it, and it's constantly absorbing data, an influx of data, and it's reading people as you're outside. It's saying, boom, there's facial recognition, here's that person, here's their social profile. But every single person is either going to be somebody you know or a prospect, and you know, what value proposition, who are they, like all that's going to happen, right? Transparency into people is going to happen. There's no way around it. I mean, China's already got it, but they don't give it to the everyday person. The government just controls it. But you know, and our government does it too. They do facial recognition on cameras. I think almost every major government's doing it now. But that technology is not, and that data is not available to the everyday person. But imagine if it was. And that's where it's going. So in public, people are going to wear glasses, and those glasses are going to tell you who these people are as you're walking by, and they're going to have their profiles. So every single person in the world is going to need a contact management system to manage all these people. Like, what are you going to do with them? Like, you can't forget who they are, right? You have to log them somehow. You're never going to be able to remember. It's going to have to be remembered for you. So you're going to need a way to say, oh, all right, I like to, you know, make this a personal connection or make this a professional connection, and start bucketing these people as you're looking at them and adding notes, giving them tags, things that you remember what they were doing at, you know, putting it all in there, and then adding that to your contact manager and set it and forget it. So then one day you'll be like, oh, you know what? I did see this person drinking coffee at the coffee shop, and I remember when I looked at their profile that they did sales at this organization, right? So you probably put coffee into the notes, right? So then you go and type coffee, and sure enough, there's that person pops up from that company that you're thinking about. So that's how the brain works, right? The brain doesn't recall specific like names or faces right away, the brain recalls an events, like a trigger event, like this happened at this location, or this is what they were doing, right? So it recalls events. And that's why people use phones. So like when you add a new contact in your phone, you'll typically say, oh, I met this person here, right? Or whatever event-based description you'll add to your phone. So that's where in our contact manager, when you add a connection, that's where that comes from. Adding those tags is in adding notes is from being able to quickly add those events so you can recall those contacts and search later. So that's where I saw the market going. By 2030, I saw AR becoming mainstream and everybody in the world needing a contact manager for all these people that, you know, you're going to want to be storing, that you're seeing your networking events, beaches, you know, grocery stores, wherever, that you're going to be recording this data set, and it's going to become this virtual world. So that's where, you know, the contact manager behind the social network came into play. Is let's build the social network of the future, and let's start building it on existing technologies and prepare to use this same exact database for new hardware as it advances and grows. So we could take Webtalk to, you know, from as a web app, and then launch mobile apps, which are coming this summer, as you all know. And then next we'll be launching into AR. So, but with our mobile apps, it'll be cool because you'll be able to do very similar things where you'll be able to eventually just, you know, take photos and then store people in your contacts based on a photo. So it'll work similar to what AR will do. So we'll start building all that technology into the mobile apps as we grow this thing. So I just want everybody to know here on this call tonight that Webtalk isn't just what you see today, even though it is already a lot. Webtalk is going to be the future of relationship management for everybody. It's going to be powered on every single device, and relationship management is the starting point of every transaction in the world, right? Every transaction. So you go to friends and family and colleagues for advice. You go to them for your next career opportunity. You go to them, you know, for product recommendations. You go to them for pretty much everything, right? So you look for, when you're hiring a service provider, everything. So with online sales, the first thing people will do is look at reviews, right? Everybody here, I'm sure, how many of you base your purchases online on reviews? Show of hands, anybody? Yeah, all right. So when you base your money that you're going to spend on digital content that's posted up saying these are the reviews on that content, how do you know that is legitimate? How do you know that those aren't paid or fake reviews, right? Well, Amazon combats that by saying, oh, well, we have 10,000 reviews, so 10,000 reviews can't be fake, right? You know, so that's how we base this versus 5 reviews or 7 reviews or whatever when you go on Google reviews. So Amazon tries to use the quantity aspect to validate the reviews, but they still also don't vet the reviews. So if you want to hire a company in China or India to say, I launched a new product, now I'm going to pay you all to order this product and leave me a 5-star review, and I'll give you all the money to order the products, you know, how do you know at this point then that there isn't 1,000 5-star reviews because they paid for them, right? And moved up that rank, and the product really isn't worth 5 stars, but you just spent $100 on it. So that is the issue. So how we're planning to solve that is we're using this relationship engine to build up a recommendation platform. You recommend your peers, your peers who are recommended and verified show up first in the search engine. And then as you start shopping for service providers, freelancers, for products and services, the top rated and recommended products and services from your network, people who you know and trust, will show up first. Now, when you're doing your online shopping, your due diligence is done for you. When you're doing your online hiring, your due diligence is done for you. It is trusted data, and that all comes from relationships. People who you know and trust, people who are going to be, who you respect and admire in a specific area. Somebody who does lawn care for a living, they own a big company, you trust them, they have integrity, that they're going to do good work, but you're looking for somebody, for, I don't know, something in the similar industry, or used to have a lawn care business, whatever, and they know somebody good in the industry today. Well, you're going to go to them first, right? Because you want a good service. You want a good accountant, same thing. You're going to go to, your friends who are, are successful in life. Who do you use for your accounting? So you want to know from successful people and people who have been there and done that, who to use, because they've already weeded through all the bad people. They've already weeded through all the bad products. They've already weeded through all the bad services, and once they've weeded through them all, then they found their success, right? Because it takes going through multiple failures and screw ups and costly mistakes to finally create your success. But what if you can skip that and just go directly to the people who've already created success and get that information from them, right? And the problem is that there's so much information out there today. There's a lot of people that have made success and they're trying to give, like, oh yeah, here's my review. I'm doing this. I've already created success. This was great. And there are legitimate reviews and ratings and recommendations out there, but there's also so many out there that aren't legit that it dilutes them, right? It's hard to decipher what's good and what's bad. So it's a hit or miss sometimes, right? You'll go and you'll hire somebody, or you'll buy a product, and sometimes it's awesome. Sometimes the reviews are all right. Sometimes it's like, what the heck were they talking about? Because this is garbage. Like, I got to send this back now, like, or whatever. But the point is that you never know. It's still a hit or miss. You're still, risking your time, your money, and your relationships over, bad decisions. So our goal is to be able to, at the end of development of Webtalk, provide a platform that gives everybody the ability to make better decisions, and hopefully narrow the research and due diligence curve that allows people to make better decisions in a shorter period of time. And when that happens, the world will evolve a lot faster. Imagine if hiring somebody, the average time goes from 6 months to 6 days, right? Because you get enough applicants and then all the due diligence is there. I mean, how much faster could a small business scale? Now, if you look at a big company like that has 5,000 employees versus a startup that has 5 employees, how much more research and due diligence on hiring can a big company do versus somebody with 5 employees? Right? They have huge HR departments that are going to do like long-term background checks, psychological checks. They're going to do all types of stuff to research people before they hire them for a job. But a startup doesn't have all those luxuries. A startup can't do all that. They can do a quick background check and they just go on a recommendation typically. Or if they don't have a recommendation, they're going through a job post and taking the first available because they need somebody. They need somebody fast. So, and people need jobs fast. So they end up hiring fast to fill a need fast, and they take a lot of risks doing that. So startups aren't on the same playing field as big business, because big business has the money and the time to screen and do the research. Startups do not. That's why most startups fail. Startups fail because they don't have enough time and research and cash to do everything that's needed to succeed. Nor do they have the wherewithal half the time to understand that these are the things that are needed. So if we're going to a digital world of freelancers and solopreneurs and startups and small business and people working from home, if we are moving to this world, this is a world that's going to need due diligence on demand. It's going to need research and trust on demand. It's going to need Webtalk, period. It is going to need a platform where people have trusted relationships that can help guide them through life and create more success. That's it. So I'll close with that.
Hey, RJ, thank you so much. And let's get Teacher Andy in here, but we know it's past midnight for the both of you.
Yeah, it's 12:30 here.
Yeah, man. Teacher Andy, you want to step in just to say something to RJ?
Hey, just thanks a lot for dropping by. It's kind of funny that we were talking about the last time that you dropped by, and Osama was talking about it, and I really do appreciate taking the time to talk to this group, talk to the people that are on right now, and then just this whole group of people with IEG that's going to listen to this and kind of see your vision and see where Webtalk is headed. It's incredible to be able to say, look, this is the CEO. He's talking about what we've been trying to get out to the world and show the world, where this is all going, and listening to people talk, and you said that you were listening, and just listening to people talk all the time, talking about how Webtalk is changing their lives, and we haven't even gotten to an app yet. We haven't even gotten out of beta, and people are saying it's starting to change my life. And to see where your vision is going and hear that from you it's absolutely incredible, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to stop by and give us that. I appreciate that.
It was my pleasure. And thanks for, all of your support. I know you guys have been here for at least a year now. I think right now you've been maybe over a year.
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
Yeah. So you've been here a long time.
Yeah.
While we've been building this product out. So thank you for all of your long-term support.
And the thing is I have to also shout out all the people that are in the group that have helped us get to where we are as a group. It's not myself. I mean, it's everybody in this group working together and sharing ideas and sharing information and growing and talking and interacting. And so our group is pretty powerful because everybody is putting something into it. Bahri said it earlier, if you're in it, go in it and go hard. And I really do think that a lot of people in our group are doing that. And it's really showing by our growth and by, our interaction and what people are getting out of it. So, I have to shout out everybody that's been a part of this, because it isn't just, one or two of us. It's every single person is doing incredible things, every day to support us and to support you and your vision as well.
I appreciate it greatly. You and your team that's here.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome. It's awesome.
And hopefully I can enlighten the mood a little bit tonight. So, I saw you guys are having some debates going on with some of the issues, and I you know what, you can't let it get on you. Don't let the weight get you, because there's going to be naysayers no matter what you do in life, right?
Yeah.
You can't get around people that are going to be like that. And, we all know that Webtalk is here to stay, that we are trying to build a platform to help the world and to stay positive, because, Rome wasn't built in a night. Facebook took 20 years to get to where they are today. In fact, LinkedIn is like the miraculous survival story, because LinkedIn was struggling for many, many years, almost a decade, as they built product, but they finally built enough product that gave them the value proposition that they have today. And now they have, like 600 million users on LinkedIn. So, LinkedIn is one of those late bloomer success stories, and, trying to find their market niche and really dive into the professional world. So, some of these things do take time. And, we, as you said earlier, I think everybody just needs to realize that it's going to take that a little extra attention when you're trying to, if you're really focusing on the rewards program and the affiliate program. It's going to take the attention of creating really good content. It's going to take the attention of helping train the people you refer on how to use Webtalk, because otherwise it's not duplicatable, right? At this stage, as we continue to grow, we're going to continue to automate that with software as much as possible to make it easier, right? That's our goal, right? So over the coming months and years, just onboarding is going to be super seamless, multiple videos, so we'll continually invest in more training tools. So it'll be an automated process. But until, all that happens, and even with those tools, it still is a big benefit to be able to create that warm introduction and the warm training, and to do a call like this with every single person that you invite. If you're not in person, I would do a Zoom for every single person you want to invite. Give them a demo, say, all right, this is what we're going to do. You share your screen, and I'm just going to show you what to do, and we'll go step by step. That's it. Like, if you do that, I guarantee you'll have, if you spend 15 minutes with each person, you'll have way more success if you do this once a day. 15 minutes once a day with one person, that's a warm relationship. And if you're really trying to build up your ad rewards and your book of business as an affiliate, then that's what it's really going to take. And that's a very easy duplicatable thing. And Zoom is free. So if you want to start at the base level for one-on-one stuff. So a tool like this, or Google Meet is also another free tool. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but very, very cool basic tools that help you do a virtual demo and walkthrough. But that's my strongest recommendation. So, the people who say no right now or try to give you some excuse why not to do it, just move on, right? Don't let it get you in, because those are the people that have an excuse for everything in life. And those are the people that are going to complain once they watch everybody else create success, and then be like, oh, I passed on this opportunity. And they're going to tell the story to everybody how they passed once they see everybody become successful around them. So you have to understand there are those people. So there's the people that are the early birds that get there, they see opportunity, and they jump on the opportunity. And they're the ones that create the most success, right? In investments, no matter where you are, what you're doing, the people who take the least amount of risk have the least reward. People who take the most amount of risk have the most reward, right? So without risk, there is no reward. That's just the way it is. So some people aren't willing to take the risk. They're not willing to even risk their time if that's all they're risking. And it's sad, but it's true. So you can't help those people. And I just want everybody to know that, like, if you're really just starting off in this and you're not knowledgeable or vulnerable in affiliate marketing or referral marketing, really it just comes down to, hey, it's free, the product's great, there's an opportunity to make a significant amount of money. It'll take me a few minutes to get you on board and get you started. Let's do a free call right now. Like, I'm going to go on Zoom. Here's the link. Let me show you how to do it. If you like it, great, keep doing it. If not, hey, maybe you check in once in a while with me and see what I'm posting and just, all that. But you don't have to be an affiliate. You can just use the social platform. So, those are the things, and say, hey, come try it out. But then now you start building up follower base, and, you start getting your referrals there, and they're already locked in underneath you. So that's really what you want, is you want to be able to start building up every single person that you know in real life and bringing them to Webtalk, because eventually they will come, and some of them may not be underneath you when they do come. but you want to be able to try to walk them through. So I just want to get that message out. Don't worry about people who are naysayers and are negative. And if you want to create more success, then take action daily and do something duplicatable so they can do the same. All right. Well, thanks for that, guys. I'm going to sign off now.
Thank you so much, RJ.
My
Yes,
pleasure.
Thank you very
Pardon
much.
me.
Huh?
I have a question. Pardon me. I have a question.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Many people worried when they enroll to Cash Awards program. They, instead of their name, real name in English, they put it their name in their language, mother language, or some of them put it email address, email address. How to do, how to fix it? Is it, would they have any troubles to cash out in future?
On the digital signature, well, we basically create a digital timestamp on the account anyway, but what really matters is the account that's being linked. So to cash out the account, you have to have a Payoneer account, or if you're in the US, you're going to have a Stripe account. So to actually cash your money out, it's an API linked to those payment accounts. So as long as you have an active account with Payoneer or Stripe, then you can get your money out. But if they're signing the digital agreement and they put in their email address or their native language, that's fine, because all we really need to see is that you've scrolled the terms, read through, and created, basically digitally signed it. So we're going to eventually get to a point where there'll be an actual touchpad digital signature where you can draw your signature, but we don't have that yet. It's coming in the future.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And another question: where would be multilingual?
Ernie,
Yeah.
we're gonna let RJ go. It's late. If you if you have questions, ask us. Not a problem. I just want to jump in, and it's almost 1 a.m. for us on the East Coast. So Ernie's bright and shining right now at I don't know what time, but it's morning for him and night for early morning for us. So RJ, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you for giving us information, and I really appreciate it. And behalf on everybody that's on here, thank you so much for stopping by.
It's my pleasure. Make sure you guys check out Thursday too. I'm gonna do another broadcast live. So
Already posted.
Already done.
Awesome. All right, you guys have a great night.
All right.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry, friends. I just ask to myself if I not change a couple of words with RJ, maybe I will regret all my life. That's why I wanted to. That's actually I'm very, very glad and happy.
I see how
It's
you're doing
history.
it,
It is
Ernie.
history.
I see how you're doing it, Ernie. No, it is late, and I'm about to get off. But guys, I mean,